Fuck me. Fucking Warriors. Fucking idiots. Game 3 of the Warriors with Butler on their squad in a must-have game against the Mavericks. Absolute must-have game. Mavericks don't have Anthony Davis. Warriors are healthy. They've got Butler. They're on a 2-game winning streak, which I heard later in the broadcast. They're going for their 3rd in a row for the first time since mid-November. And, that's just unbelievable. They have no business even being in the playoff picture if winning 3 games in a row is some monumental achievement. I didn't realize that. I know they're a 500 team and they've been like winning 1, losing 1, winning 2, losing 2, but I didn't the first time, or they haven't won 3 in a row since mid-November. Shut the fuck up. Unbelievable. And just like all Warriors games, they just can't keep their dicks in their fucking pants. What do I mean by that? Well, it's harder to play basketball naked, basically, is what I mean by that. There's a reason they have athletic supporters, and they wear shorts. Imagine, if you will, you're playing a team that has athletic support shorts. You have your jersey on, your undershirt underneath that, and no shorts, and your dick's flopping all over the place. Well, the ball's probably going to hit it a couple times. You're going to go to do a bounce pass. It's going to glance off one of your teammates' dicks. It's just really hard to play with your fucking giant dick slapping you knee to knee. It's just, that's why they wear athletic supporters. That's why they wear shorts. Unbelievable. Yes, it's a metaphor. Keep your dick in your fucking pants, and they never do. If they're up by a lot, you can guarantee no one's wearing shorts for the fourth quarter. If they're up by 30 points and it's the fourth quarter, fucking everyone just drops trow immediately and starts playing. Just the basketball is glancing all over the place out of bounds. Fucking the 16 turnover quarter right there. And then you turn around, you look up at the score. You're only up by 6. You're up by 30. Now you're only up by 6. Of course, I'm not talking about tonight. Tonight was one of those cases where they were down by double digits most of the time. They tried to mount a comeback. Well, it's a lot easier to mount a comeback if you keep your dicks in your shorts. And you don't just have a free-for-all and drop trow and start trying to dribble between your legs. The basketball is going to hit your dick. It's gonna go out of bounds. You're gonna play sloppy. And that's not how you come back to win a ball game. You have to keep your dicks in your pants. And they didn't. And they lost. They play so sloppy. Just keep your dick in your fucking pants, Warriors. God. Just turning the ball over. That's what it means. It's just when you turn the ball over and over and over and over and over again. So sorry if that's a little too graphic for some of you, but it makes sense to me. And just unreal. It must rub off on the other players too, because I thought a fairly good keep your dick in your pants player was Jimmy Butler. He's one of those guys like a Chris Paul, like end of game, give it to him. He's not going to turn the ball over. You can try, like Curry is the last guy you want with that. Curry's like, oh God, we got to keep this 2-point lead. You don't want Curry with the ball in his hands. My God, he's going to make some ridiculous pass like it's practice or something, or we're playing horse. But Butler seemed to me, whenever I would watch him with his other teams, didn't do that. But crucial end of the game today, what does he do? He just does something that I just don't see him do that often, which just has a lane that he just chooses to run down and not deviate from, not back off from, not pass out of, not get out of. He just then the guy's standing right there, and he just bowls him over, and it's an offensive foul charging. And that, my friends, is a turnover. So it wasn't necessarily a dick out turnover. It was a stupid, dumb, not thinking properly turnover. So a mental dick. His dick was out of his head on that one. You guys getting enough dick references in accordance to turning the ball over in basketball? Because I got more. Not really. Anyways, so yeah. So Butler and Curry together. Well, they couldn't win 3 in a row, so they're doing okay. It's such a big game, too. Such a big game in the standings. It would have tied him with the Mavericks, tied him for the 6th seed, which is, that's what you want to be in the NBA now, at the very least, is the 6th seed. Used to be, as you'll all remember, unless you're a toddler, that number 1 through 8 made the playoffs. No, nothing special. 1 through 8 made the playoffs. You played a playoff series. Now 10 teams make it, but 7 through 10, that means 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 teams have that play-in game structure. So the only way that you're guaranteed, and I know you all know this, but I'm saying it fucking anyway, so shut up. The only way to be guaranteed to make a series, a playoff series, is to be the number 1 through 6 team. It's a weird thing that they did. It's like they made it so that there was more playoff teams, except there's actually less. It was like guaranteed 8, and now there's 10, but it's really only 6. It's a weird thing they did. Like, so way more than half the league make the playoffs, but not. It's strange. Like 20 out of 32 teams make the playoffs, but not technically. Really only 16 do, and then really only 12 for sure do. I don't know. I don't know if I like it more this way or the guaranteed 1 through 8. I guess I like it this way. But for whatever reason, ever since they switched to the play-in model, the Warriors, I don't think, have ever made the playoffs. Is that right? Is that right? Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Go to my Twitter now. Okay? It's like it is 2000. At like it is 2000 on Twitter, and tell me what I'm right about. And that's it. You know, obviously don't leave anything else, because I won't read it. So, yeah, like it is 2000. At like it is 2000. I'm new to this whole podcasting thing. At like it is 2000 on Twitter. Leave your comment. I will read it. Get back to you. I would just love all the info that you have on how to make the show better, what you'd like to hear about, other teams, because so far I just talk about big events and some Bay Area team stuff. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, at like it is on Twitter. On X. At like it is 2000. That's LIKEITIS 2000. At like it is 2000. But yeah, Warriors. Fuck, man. Needed that game. Really needed that game. So yeah, comments on X. If you like the playoff structure more the old way, 1 through 8, guaranteeing that you'll play a playoff series, or you like it this way where 10 teams are in and the bottom 4 have the play-in for their chance to make it to the real playoffs. Yeah. Okay, what else? Luka Doncic played tonight. Again, for the Lakers. They lost. Lakers are in the top 4 pretty safely in the West. They don't need to play Luka that hard until the playoffs, really. They're guaranteed to make the playoffs. So I'd imagine them playing him mid-20s. And if they can move up a spot or two, then you might see him playing him more. But if they're kind of just where they are, I don't see the sense of playing him 36, 37, 38 minutes a game. So nothing much to say about him tonight. He had, I don't know, I think 16 points. Shot fairly well, but they lost. And Anthony Davis, looking like he's going to avoid surgery, at least from what I hear. But definitely looks like he's going to miss at least a month of game action. And any of those pulls, those muscle pulls, like I said before in one of my earlier pods, it's just, like a hamstring, a calf, any strained muscle, man, it's just so easy to restrain it. I mean, who didn't think in 2019 when Kevin Durant came back too soon with the Warriors in the playoffs, in the finals against Toronto, who out there didn't just know for sure, oh yeah, he's coming back too soon. He's coming back too soon. And I'm waiting for it. Oh, non-contact. There it is. Boom. Achilles tear, out all of next year and half of the year after that. It was just so obvious. It's just not good when you strain something, strain a muscle. It's almost better to have and this is, not a medical fact or anything. It's just, in my opinion, seems like it's better to have like a Paul George type injury, in his Indiana days, the early Paul George leg break injury, than a lingering hamstring strain. Like, it's a broken bone. Let's deal with it. We know what it is. Just set it and forget it. And when it's healed, it's healed. You're good to go. It's just hard. It just seems like those strains take forever. So, yeah, I think the Mavs are screwed for this year, even though they beat the Warriors. God, what a frustrating end of the game. For a player as good as Curry, it's just so frustrating to see him turn the ball over so much. And I guess just frustrating. He's lost a step. Curry has lost a step. I said half step the other day. I'm sorry. It's a full step. Steph Curry. I don't even, is it Stefan or Stephen? Stephen Curry. Just heard Steph my whole life. Stephen Curry. Is it Stephen? Stephen Curry? Steve Curry. Has lost a full step. I said half step. It's full. It's a full step he's lost. And that the step means just a little less fast and not as good a shooter. Just, I saw it on everything tonight. Mid-range, 3, driving, and he even missed a free throw. I mean, of course, you're allowed to miss a free throw. He leads the league in free throw percentage for his career and for this season. So he's the best in the entire NBA at free throws. But still, it's rare to see him miss a free throw. And he missed one tonight. Was shitty on his three-pointers. Missed some easy open looks, for him at least, from mid-range. And just driving in the hole not as well as before, like even just last year. So, yeah, looks like the dynasty is over. Love to see him have one last push. But you know what that was? The one last push was 2022. That was the one last push. Let's all be real. I mean, Klay Thompson is out for back-to-back seasons. And Curry was out that first season after they lost to Toronto. It was Curry and Klay out the entire season. Then Klay tries to come back, and Curry is healthy and can't even make it to game 1. Klay is out for a second straight entire season. I mean, and Durant's been gone now for over 2 years. I mean, no one thought that it's over. It's over. And then Klay comes back. And, I mean, I don't know what the odds were at the beginning of that year for the Warriors to win the championship. Before they ever played a game, Like a month before that season started, what were the odds? Someone tell me at like it is 2000 on Twitter. What or X? What the odds were before the 2022 season started for the Warriors to win the championship? But they did. So obviously, can't be too greedy. That was the last hurrah. That was the last stand. That's it. Curry is still a great player, but in terms of at his peak, he still was at his peak in 2022. He's not at his peak now. It's just, he's just lost a little, tiny little bit of touch. And that tiny little bit of touch is everything, because a lot of people can shoot three-pointers from crazy directions, step backs, crazy angles, moving without the ball. A lot of people can do that now and shoot at 38, 39% from three. A lot of guys can do that. But no one can do it and shoot 42% from three. And that is a huge difference. If you know, you know. 38 versus 42% wise from three is huge, especially if you're shooting at a high volume. And so now he's just a mere mortal great three-point shooter, but not his own category, not elite, and even above elite, because he was his own category, one of a kind. He's not one of a kind anymore from three. He's elite from three, but he's not one of a kind. Anyways, that's all I've got to say about that. This has been a fairly janky pod, so I hope everyone who listens to it fucking gives me fucking shit at like it. Oh, what is it called? Jesus. At fuck, I can't remember my fucking X handle. At like it is 2000. Good Lord. Fuck. So I hope everyone gives me shit at like it is 2000 on Twitter. X! Fuck! All right. What a shitty pod. But you know what they say is if you want to get into podcasting, just fucking yammer into a mic and fucking put it out there. So that's what I'm doing. I'd love your feedback. I don't care if it's horrible and scathing. I want the scathingness. Just call it like it is. You know? That's what I'm doing. All right, until next time. Goodbye.